So this is Dear Demon. He's going to show his Tearlaments deck and some combos. Take it away, Dear Demon.
Hello everyone. We'll just be going over a simple deck breakdown of the Tearlaments deck list that I have here. All right, with the toy vendor package. So we're just gonna go over the 3 best cards in the deck right now, which is Fenrir, Kashtira, and Rhinoheart. Right? Kashtira, Fenrir searches out one of the best cards in the deck, which is Tear Cash. And in response to any opponent's monster effects, you can banish face down any face up card by targeting it. Alright? You have Tearlaments Kashtira, which is a quick effect main phase summon by banishing any Kashtira or Tearlaments and on summon mills 3 cards from either graveyard. So the gimmick of all the Tearlament cards is that they have either a summon effect or a field effect. Additionally an effect when sent to the graveyard. So for example, Tear Cash has the effect to mill 2 cards when sent to the graveyard. Tearlaments Rhinoheart, on summon, its effect is to send any Tearlaments monster to the graveyard. If sent to the graveyard, Rhinoheart can special summon, and if you do special summon Rhinoheart, send a Tearlament card from hand to graveyard. We'll go over quickly the fusers. Merely, Havness, and Sheeran, they all mill 3 cards on summon. If sent to the graveyard, they fusion summon by shuffling cards from hand to graveyard or field to the bottom of your deck in any order. Alright, so these are the main pieces for the entire deck. They're the how everything works. We're gonna go over the toy vendor package now. Alright, the vendor package consists of 5 cards minimum and a maximum of 9 cards. However, today we're just going to go over the main minimum package, which consists of 3 monsters and 2 continuous spells. Right, let's take a look. This is our main boy here. So, in this breakdown, I'm just going to mention everything as vendor. Alright, because this is Fluffle cards, but I want to mention just the vendor package because when you're searching it, there's a lot of Fluffle cards. And when you're looking them up, I just want you to find a vendor card. So you can look for just toy vendor and you will find every card that mentions toy vendor. So from here on out, I won't mention Fluffle. I will mention it being vendor. When toy vendor is on the field, you can discard 1 card from your hand for costs, then draw 1 card, revealing it, and if it does not mention toy vendor, send it to graveyard. However, if a monster is drawn that mentions vendor, special summon any monster from your hand instead. When this card goes to graveyard, add any monster that mentions toy vendor. We go over the other 3 monsters now. There. Alright. You can send this card from graveyard to set toy vendor from deck. From hand to graveyard to set it from deck. While on the field, you can tribute this card to add polymerization from the grave. This effect doesn't come up a lot, but it comes up in some variations. With the maximum variation, it comes up. I mean, you play like more cards. Dolphin. While Dolphin is on the field, set a toy vendor from grave and send any monster that mentions toy vendor to the grave.
Are you pointing at the cards, or does your camera freeze?
Yeah, I'm pointing at the cards. Can you see it?
I think it froze. Are you kidding me? It froze?
Froze where?
Your stream froze.
I can see the stream working from here. You gotta pause it and clip it from here, though. I could see it working on my side.
Hold on. Okay, yeah, we're back.
Let's get back.
The stream froze.
So we had a little glitch, a little delay. It's all right. So last thing what we're going over Dolphin. So Dolphin, while it's on the field, you can set toy vendor from grave and send any monster that mentions toy vendor to grave. Okay. Wings, Fluffle Wings. Wings here. While this card is in the graveyard, Wings, and toy vendor is on field, banish any card that mentions toy vendor and itself. Draw one card, and you can destroy toy vendor to draw one more card. So it's a draw two effect. And when toy vendor goes to graveyard, you'll also be able to add another Fluffle monster. All right. We'll go over the danger package very quickly. All right. The danger package, you can use it in tandem with the toy vendors to trigger their discard effects. This is the main point of them. So you can use toy vendor to discard your dangers. The danger cards at random discard a card, and if it does not discard itself, special summon it and draw one card. We're playing 3 Nessie and 1 Mothman. Nessie searches out any danger card except for itself, and when discarded, and Mothman draws one card and discards one card for effect when discarded. All right, so we can force the effects with toy vendor because toy vendor discards. Part 4, let's go. Shizus. I wish we had more.
Why do they call him a Shizu?
Because that's the it's the girl from the anime. These are her cards. The Shizu cards.
Okay.
They're named after the I can't remember her last name, but it is from the anime. So Caldeck and Agilo mill 5 cards. Alright. When they go to graveyard. Notably, whenever your opponent sends cards to the graveyard, you special summon these cards from the hand. When Caldeck is summoned, you can target and return a monster your opponent controls to the hand, and Agilo can special another level 4 Earth Fairy from grave. Medora and Keldo shuffle cards from any graveyard while they're on the field or in the graveyard. Notably, you can send any Earth Fairy. If you make sure you pay attention to those typings above there, because we're here now. Then, notably, you can send any Earth Fairy from your hand to special summon. When Keldo is summoned using this effect, you can add any of the other Ashizu cards. So you can use this card. You can use this card to search out any of the other 4 Ashizu cards. All right. So we're just going to go over all the spells and trap cards really quickly, as they're very important to how the deck functions and how Tear plays. We're playing 2 copies of Tearlaments Grief. This card reads, special summon 1 Tearlaments monster or Vsauce Starfrost from your deck or graveyard, then send 1 monster you control to the graveyard with the same type or attribute as that special summon monster. If this card is sent to the graveyard by card effect, you can target one of your banished Tearlaments traps and add it to your hand. You can only use 1 of Tearlaments Grief effect per turn and only once that turn. So you can only use 1 of the effects. You can only either use the graveyard effect or use the effect to special summon Tearlament monster. This card basically works by special summoning a card, and then it can send that card to the graveyard of the same type or the same attribute. For example, we have Kashtira Fenrir and we have Tearlaments Kashtira here. They're both psychic monsters. If Fenrir is on field, we can use Grief to special summon Tearlaments Kashtira. Then we can send Fenrir, because Fenrir is a psychic, to the graveyard, and Tearlaments Kashtira will stay on the field. All right. Tearlaments Heartbeat. Target 1 spell or trap card on the field, or you can target 2 cards if you control Vsauce Starfrost. Shuffle them into the deck, then send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard. If this card is sent to the graveyard by card effect, you can target 1 Tearlaments card trap in your graveyard, add it to your hand. You can only use 1 effect of Tearlaments Heartbeat per turn. So again, heart once per turn on both of its effects. You play 2 copies of Grief, 1 copy of Heartbeat, 2 copies of Scream. If your monster is normal or special summon and you control a Tearlaments monster or Vsauce Starfrost, you can send the top 3 of your deck to the graveyard. Also, for the rest of the turn, all monsters your opponent controls loses 500 attack. If this card is sent to the graveyard by card effect, you can add 1 Tearlaments Trap from your deck to your hand. You can only use each effect of Tearlaments Scream once per turn, so you can use both effects in one turn. Then we have 3 copies of Primitive Planet Perla Rhino. When this card is activated, you can add 1 Tearlaments monster or Vsauce Starfrost from your deck to hand, fusion summon monsters and Tearlaments monsters you control gain 500 attack. If a Tearlament monster you control or in graveyard is shuffled into the deck or extra deck, you can target 1 card on the field, destroy it. You can only use the effect of Primitive Planet Perla Rhino once per turn. And you can only activate 1 Primitive Planet Perla Rhino per turn. Basically, this card pops cards on field whenever you fusion summon. And we're going to go over the Trivia Karma or New World Trivia Karma package really quickly. These 3 cards are huge. So, I'm going to ignore the top effect because the top effect doesn't matter. You can banish this card from your graveyard, add 1 spell or trap card that mentions Vsauce Starfrost. So every time I mention Vsauce Starfrost in all of these card effects, you can add any of these spell trap cards. All of them mention Vsauce Starfrost. So you can add any of these traps at any point in time. So I play 2 Trivia Karma. New World Formation. Target 1 spell or trap card in your graveyard that mentions Vsauce Starfrost. Set it, and if you set a trap or quick play spell, it can be activated this turn. This card is crap. This card is so amazing. It makes Trivia Karma almost, you can search any card basically in your deck at any time. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 3 spell or trap cards in your graveyard that mentions Vsauce Starfrost. Accept the New World Formation, shuffle them back into the deck. So it acts as recursion because it helps you put back your spell and trap cards in deck so that you can use them again by milling them. And it also sets your trap cards, allowing you to activate them the turn they're set. We have 1 copy of Meta Noise. If you control a Tearlaments monster or Vsauce Starfrost, target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls, change it to a face-down defense position. Then send 1 Tearlaments monster from your deck to the graveyard. If this card is sent to the graveyard by card effect, you can target 1 Tearlaments monster in graveyard, add it to hand. You can only use the first effect of Tearlament Meta Noise per turn, and only once that turn. You have 2 copies of Soliac. If you control Tearlaments monsters or Vsauce Starfrost, you can target 1 effect monster your opponent controls, negate the effects, then send 1 monster you control to the graveyard. If this card is sent to graveyard by card effects, you can add 1 Tearlaments monster from your deck to your hand. You can only use each effect of Tearlaments Soliac once per turn. And we're playing the 1 copy of Crime. When a spell or trap card or monster effect is activated, or you control a Tearlaments monster or Vsauce Starfrost, negate the activation. And if you do, shuffle that card into the deck, then send 1 of your monsters from hand to graveyard. If this card is sent to the graveyard by card effect, you can target 1 of your banished Tearlaments monsters, add it to hand. You can only use 1 Tearlaments Crime effect per turn and only once per turn. This is like super solemn judgment.
The Omni Negate of the Tearlaments.
It's not just an Omni Negate, it also shuffles back the card, meaning that your opponent doesn't get any value from that card at all, because it's going back into the deck. So no graveyard effect, no banish effect, no nothing. And there's different ways to use it as well. Let's continue. Let's go over the final thing. Let's talk about the extra deck, and then we'll talk about the end board. 1 copy of Kaleido Heart. It takes 2 Aqua Monsters and 1 Tournament Reinhardt, so it's this. Any 2 of the Fusers. Or Nessie.
Once you
Look up.
yeah, there you go.
You can target 1 card your opponent controls, shuffle it into the deck. If this card is sent to the graveyard by card effect, you can special summon this card. And if you do, send 1 Tournament's card from your deck to the graveyard. Big boy. Wonderful. We play 2 Dragon Stapelia. Plant Dragon Stapelia. Once per turn, quick effect, you can target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls, place 1 product counter on it, and if it's level 2 or higher, it becomes level 1, as long as it has a predator counter. Negate the activation of your opponent monster effects that have predator counters on it. Okay. So, this is a soft once per turn. Let's Duel will know this for sure. You can make Stapelia, and you can, because it has the requirements 1 fusion monster, 1 dark monster, you can make Stapelia, fusion summon or Havness, to make Stapelia again. So you can keep looping Stapelia over and over and over and over, up to 3 times per turn. This will not only, because this is a lingering effect, negate the activation of your opponent's cards, but reduce your level to 1. This is very important in like sprite matchups and Kashtira matchups where it makes it awkward for your opponent to even play the game because they need those levels to XYZ summon and sometimes to do XYZ summons, like I said. Really good card. We have Gorilla Wings. This is 2 monsters of the same type and attribute but different names. The targets for this is Danger Nessie, Merly. That's why we play 3 Nessie. So, this is the OTK machine, by the way. Any battle damage your opponent takes involving this card is doubled. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can draw 1 card. So this card is really good for OTKing. When Pellerino is on field, it gives all your fusion monsters 500 attack, and this has 1500 attack, so it goes up to 2000 attack. When it attacks into an empty board, that's 4000 damage right off the rip. So it's easy to OTK with Tear when you have this card. Mud Dragon of the Swamp. I love this card. The most important part about this card, we'll get over it, but
Once you enlarge it,
your opponent. Yeah.
there you go.
There you go. Super card. 2 monsters with the same attribute but different types. Your opponent cannot target this card or monsters on the field with the same attribute as this card with card effects. Once per turn, you can declare 1 attribute. This card becomes that attribute until the end of the turn. So it basically, you can stop your opponent from even targeting their own cards by changing this card to that typing. That comes up a lot in some cases. Very niche cases, though. We have Zeus! I don't think he needs an introduction, but Zeus.
Sky Daddy.
Everybody knows Zeus. Mecha Phantom Beast. Draco Sack. Let's go over this card. Once per turn, you can detach 1 material from this card. Special summon 2 Mecha Phantom Beast tokens. While you control the token, this card cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. You contribute 1 Mecha Phantom Beast monster, then target 1 card in the field. Destroy that target. So 2 level 7s. This is why we play all the level 7s. 2 level 7s makes this card. So any 2 level 7s. Nessie's also level 7, so look out for the levels. So if Nessie's on field, plus Fenrir or Tearlaments Kashtira, you make this card. Famous words of Joshua Smith. So the 2 level 7s really do all of that. Bahamut Shark. Bahaha. This is the big boy. One of the best cards. 2 level 4 water monsters. Once per turn, you can detach 1 material from this card, special summon 1 rank 3 or lower water XYZ monster from your deck. This card cannot attack for the rest of the turn. By the way, both of these cards can't attack when they use their effects. So if you're trying to make Zeus, you attack first, Then you use their effects after in main phase 2. So the targets we have for Bahamut Shark is Tearlaments Rhinoheart. He's a level 4 water monster. We have Fluffle Dolphin, which is also searchable with Toy Vendor, which is a level 4 water monster. That does that full combo. And then we also have Mud Dragon of the Swamp, which is also a level 4 water. Tiny Teeth Fedora. I think everybody knows what Tiny Teeth does. Totally Awesome. This card is the main everything. This is what makes the board, main part of our end board. Once per turn, when your opponent activates a spell or trap card or monster effect, quick effect, you can send one Aqua monster from your hand or face it field to the graveyard, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. Then you can set it to your field. I'm not even finished yet. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one water monster in your graveyard and add it to your hand. So let's look at the best card in our deck again. Tearlaments Kashtira is a water. So you can go ahead and use Toad to add Tearlaments Kashtira to basically start enabling your Tearlaments combos again in your opponent's turn. We have Apollousa, the Bow for Goddess. We make this card a lot. This is part of the end board. Sprint is a utility card. It sends a level 2. Our level 2 target is Merly to make the fusion summon. We have Barricade Board Blocker, a very important card. It puts let me read this card in its fully. If this card is Link Summon, you can discard one card. During the end phase of this turn, you add one continuous or fuse spell from your graveyard to your hand. So we can add any continuous or fuse spell. You can in the end phase. You can only use the effect of Barricade Board Blocker once per turn. If spells you control cannot be destroyed by opponent's card effects. So in the Unchained matchup, you can put this card up first and then activate your Planet Pearl Arena and stops them from popping your cards. IP Masquerena, yeah, Link summons in your opponent's turn, and Cross Sheep special summons, in this case, level 4 or lower monsters from your graveyard whenever a fusion monster is summoned to its link zone. All right. We're finished here.
We're gonna go over the side or no?
The side deck is Board Breakers, 3 Lightning Storm, basically 3 Lightning Storm, Book of Eclipse, Book of Moon for Kashtira, Enemy Controller again for Kashtira, because we have a really bad Kashtira matchup. And this card is just good against Unchained as well. Forbidden Droplets. I'm glad to see that this is coming back, but this is amazing against the branded matchup. We usually win the branded matchup because we outpace them anyways, but it's still good to have Forbidden Droplets. It feels nice sending Trevor Karma and then like a Guido and Kelbeck and then negating their whole board.
All right, we'll be back. We'll do the combo. We'll be right back. All right, this is the combo. Here we go.
All right. So I'll just quickly state what we are trying to achieve. The deck and board is Apollousa Totally Awesome and Crime. That's what we're aiming for. The goal of the deck is to force out the opponent's battle phase and out-resource them by playing in their turn and netting advantage while breaking the board they try to establish. All right? So let's go ahead.
Let's put the info box on.
My apologies. There we go. So we go ahead with Fenrir first. Yeah, we go ahead, Mel.
Hold on. Okay, the stream stopped. Okay, so you summoned Rhinoheart or Fenrir?
Fenrir, can you see?
Yeah, okay, yeah, it's working now.
All right, so we're just gonna go ahead and go manure. We're gonna mill. Kelback. 1, 2, 3. Go ahead and add a level 7. Pitch. I just want to go over it pretty quickly. So we're going to make Garura
Hold on here.
using it.
Okay, the stream
Just go ahead.
stopped again. What the heck? What is going on?
All right. So basically what we're doing now, we're just making fusion summoning to get into Mud Dragon. Because we have 2 level 7s, we have 1 in hand, and we have 1 in field. So I'm just showing you, not optimally, but how to, what we're trying to achieve with the end board. Alright. So we make Mud Dragon. Take this and this off. 2 level 4 waters. Spamut Shark. We don't even need anything. We don't even need the thing right now. So I'll just go ahead and use Triple Karma to add crime. So however you search crime, there's multiple ways to search crime. We'll search it this way. Anything? Nothing. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Apollosa. We have crime on board. And this is the end board that you're looking to have. Most likely.
All right.
As you play it more optimally, you're gonna have more cards in hand. But this is just to get to the big end board as fast as possible. So on my opponent's turn, we wait for him to activate effect.
He's not gonna activate. This is just the.
Yeah, he's gonna activate something. So Toad can negate any effect. Our monster. We negate it. We can take the card. Then we can go ahead and special summon the Cashier, which is a level 7. And because it's in the main phase and it's a main phase summon, you can go ahead and special summon it. Banish. Hopefully we hit something good so I can show you crime. Yeah, there we go. And now you add the monster to hand. It'll be Havness in this case. And if he would activate, well, we'll see in my turn, he should activate a trap. We can then use crime to, as a second army negate, to then go Havness and fusion summon into our big boss monsters like Stepalia. So that's basically the bread and butter. Again, you're trying to out-resource your opponent. You're not trying to kill them. You're not trying to stop them. You're trying to basically stop them from making a combo that is too strong, and then slowing them down and then winning them on the 3rd turn because you have so much advantage. Most of the time, I end with like 7, 8, 9 cards in hand, so I'll play a regular hand.
Okay, hold on here. All right, this
Let's
is
continue again.
combo 2. All right.
So we'll go ahead and just go Fenrir here. My hand has a lot of graveyard effects because the graveyard effects are a lot better in my hand, so I'll just go ahead and go Nessie and try to hit something. Alright, American Sniper. Nessie pitch Kelback. Really good. Draw 1 card. Let's go ahead and mill. Ooh, nice.
Stop. All right, we're back. The stream stopped again. What the hell, Discord?
Yeah. Alright. We'll not activate Meta Noise effect because we're going to be using Meta Noise gets the cards out of graveyard. We'll just go ahead and mill one off. So we add Dolphin here. Chain link 1, chain link 2 into a level 7 because we need to get a level 7 in graveyard. We'll go ahead and add Crime. Mill 2 more. It's Havness. Do we need Havness here? Sure. We go Havness for Garura. One in hand. Do I need one in hand? Yeah. One. Alright. We'll normal summon Dolphin. Dolphin effect. While on field, we can set a toy vendor and foolish another card. Dimensions toy vendor. We could go ahead and use Fenrir's effect now, finally, and add a level 7. 2 level 4s make a shark. Bound shark. Trigger the effect. We are going to pitch Dolphin specifically. Toad. But yes. So now we control the toy vendor on field, add Fluffle Wings in the graveyard because we sent it from Dolphin. We get to draw 2 by popping Dolphin, popping toy vendor. We got 2 Nessies, and adding Fluffle Bear. We can go ahead and make Apollosa to clear up our field. Everything else. And yeah, activate Rhino. Add Happiness, nice hand trap. Activate 1, set 2. And it's like we had 5 cards to begin with, you know? We're back at 5 cards. Deck is crazy. So we're back at 5 cards. Alright, so we have the totally awesome negate and snatch steal. Again, we're trying to force our opponent to go battle phase to waste their effects. So we have the crackback going on the third. We're going to out-resource them. So we're not going to be activating many effects. We're just going to activate effects that target our cards because we're being proactive.
And you can still fusion summon on their turn.
Yeah, we have control, full control. So he's going to battle. He's going to knock our Toad. This is what most people will do. And by doing that, it's still a 1-for-1 because you get advantage. Because Toad goes to graveyard, you're able to add a card back. Alright. They still have a 3200 Apollosa to deal with. You special summon Tear Cash. Tear Cash effect. Mill 3, Mill 6 because of the Scream. And Crime is now live again because a Kashtira or Tearlaments card is on field. So they have an Omni-Negate to deal with again, and you're milling. And this is where the advantage just snowballs like crazy. Adding back. This is where it just snowballs. You can shuffle back your cards, by the way, too. Now you're about to see it lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. A little bit choppy, but you get the idea. Shuffle back their cards. always chain blocking with the traps because the traps are good for chain blocking, and just add them back. It's a fusion desktop, but it's fine. Alright, my phone is gonna go end phase.
That was still on his turn.
And we can just go add with Trevor Karma. This is why you play 2 Trevor Karma, because Trevor Karma can search on their turn, so you can use Rhino Heart to basically be a hand trap. When Rhino Heart hits the graveyard and you have a tier card in hand, you can then use Trevor Karma to add while you activate Rhino Heart. So you can add with Trevor Karma, then send a card that you add with Trevor Karma with Rhino Heart. So we added Grief just now. And in our turn, we draw 1 card, and then we can go Triple Karma again. And we can add Planet. And from here, we just a hop and a skip away from OTK. So by the time they finish their entire hand, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 cards in hand. Crazy.
That is insane.
Yeah. The advantage does not stop. Again, the deck is not trying to be unfair or oppressive. It's mainly a toolbox. You have a bunch of tools in your toolbox to make sure you get this combo to work. It's not always ending on Apollosa. Not every game is like that. But sometimes you're just ending on IP Masquerena and making Apollosa in their turn. So you're kind of playing on your opponent's turn most of the time and getting all the advantage in their turn. All right. Like I said, you have the unicorn effect. You have unicorn here, shuffles a card, and you have Stapelia keep, is a constant negate. They always have to address Stapelia because Stapelia will negate a card on field, you can shuffle it back, negate another card on field, shuffle it back, and negate another card on field. So it's really good. And then all your traps as well. You're still protected by an Omni negate. All their cards attack go down by 500, so it's harder for them to kill you. And you go up by 500, so they basically lose 1,000 attack. It's all the little things that add up that make this deck really strong. But anyways, that's the end of combo number 2.
All right. All right, the outro. What do you got to say, dear Damon?
Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Again, I'd like to just make a shout out quick to Restroid and Swinging Swag. They help me build this deck list and they help me every day. Yeah, Tearlaments. Tearlaments is going to take over. Cashtira is going to be out the format and we'll be able to rule over everything again. Vsauce Starfrost.
And comment, share, like, if subbed it, if you liked it. See you guys.